When will Matt Nagy give up play calling for the Chicago Bears? That is the question, and I'm going to answer that right now. What is going on, y'all? FaizSportsTalk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL, and as mentioned, talking about the Chicago Bears, so Bears fans out there. I know it is difficult right now, but hang in there with me and make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. NFL fans as well. I do post content every single day and every single week, really. If I post it every day, I post every week. Duh. But point being is, go ahead and subscribe and make sure to go ahead and follow me on my social media links down below for my Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. That's the spot to reach out to me, ask questions, do what it is you got to do. But I have this question and I need to answer it. When is it going to happen? Matt Nagy, play calling. Will he give it up? Let's get into it. So, this is the question on everybody's mind. When is Matt Nagy giving up play calling, if ever, right? And I think I have a clear answer now. I think I have a very good answer, and I think we get a resolution to this answer this week against the Minnesota Vikings, or I should say next week. The Monday night game against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 10 is the game where we get resolution, because here's where we're at. Okay? 3 straight losses. Matt Nagy has gotten this question for 3 straight weeks now. And the first time, he said, that's not the problem. The play calling isn't. The second loss, he's saying, okay, you know what? I'm not giving up play calling. I still don't think it's the answer. And then now we're looking at everything. We have to assess everything, and essentially saying he's running out of answers. Okay? So you could see slowly but surely in the press conferences that Matt Nagy's tone is changing. Whether he's being forced to or whether he's doing it himself, it doesn't matter. It's changing. And this is where I believe it kind of clashes in this Week 10 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Why? Because Week 11 is a bye week. Okay? So the Bears have their bye week very late in the season. A lot of teams have already had their bye weeks. And so the Bears' bye week is Week 11. Why is that important? It's important because the bye week is a chance to assess. It's a chance to take a look at where you are. And it's a chance to kind of regroup and plan, obviously, for the games after the bye week. Okay? So because the Bears are going to be entering that late stretch in the season where, you know, hopefully they'll be making a playoff push, this bye week is going to be crucial because you want to make sure you get all of your decisions made during this bye week so that you're ready coming out of that bye week. All right? And so I alluded to the Minnesota Vikings game on Monday Night Football because I believe this is the last chance for Matt Nagy to keep his job as a play caller. As a play caller. Okay? Keep that in mind. He's not getting fired. It's not happening, folks. So don't come in here with the comments asking Faiz, is Matt Nagy getting fired? He's not. Even if the Bears don't don't win a single game the rest of the season and we go 5-11, he's not getting fired until after the season at that point. But he's not getting fired mid-season. It's not happening. Will he give up play calling is the better question. And my answer to that is he will if the Vikings game goes how the last 3 games have gone. That's it. If the Bears offense, keep that in mind, just the offense, because the defense is not a problem. If the Bears offense does not produce points against the Minnesota Vikings, and I should say produce good enough points, a good number of points, or the Bears offense, if it does not play well and you could clearly tell the same trend has continued and Matt Nagy's play calling is still the issue, he's going to give up play calling. All right? It's going to happen. This is his last chance. Why do I say that? Number one, like I mentioned, the bye week. And going into the bye week, if the Minnesota Vikings win and the Bears lose, Bears would be 5-5, and now you're hanging on by a thread to see if you can even, finish 500, right? You're literally going down 4 straight losses. That's awful. And it is time to make changes. If you don't make changes after 4 straight losses, going to 5-5, the chance to go below 500, I don't know when you make changes. So at that point, there's going to be a change. There will be, and that will be Matt Nagy giving a play calling. But if the Vikings game goes in favor of the Bears and the Bears win and the offense produces and the Bears end up being 6-4 going to the bye, he's going to keep the play calling. He's gonna keep calling plays. And so keep that in mind when we take a look at this game on Monday Night Football. It's so important, not just because it's a division opponent, not just because the Bears are, coming in on a 3-game losing streak and the Vikings are coming in on a 2-game win streak. There's so many implications here, but I believe the biggest one is this is the game that decides if Matt Nagy is going to give up play calling. And I've told you this. I believe he should give up play calling. If you need some evidence, take a look at the damn New York Football Jets. The pathetic Jets had Adam Gase give up play calling to Dal Loggins, and they had their offense clicking on all cylinders with Joe Flacco. I almost called him Fluco because that was my nickname for him. Joe Flacco, who's absolute dust at this point, but somehow he rips apart the Patriots secondary for 3 touchdowns because, Adam Gase isn't calling plays anymore. Okay, so the same thing could happen here where if Matt Nagy stops calling plays and we give it to somebody like the OC, I don't know, Bill Lazor, then the same thing could happen. Either which way, my answer is, will Matt Nagy give up play calling if the Vikings game does not go well? I believe he will. If it does go well and the Bears offense produces, I don't believe he will. So that's what's important with this Vikings game. Keep a lookout for that. I believe this is Matt Nagy's last chance to keep his play calling duties. And I believe that he's going to go all out, and obviously, not that he doesn't, I'm sure, go all out for these other games, but there's a little bit more when you know the pressure's up higher, right? 3 straight losses versus, we're 5-1, you can afford a loss. Totally different. Totally different. So the pressure's up. The seat's hot. The seat's on fire, actually. So Matt Nagy needs to get things going, and I believe this is the game to do so. So keep a lookout for that, and let's see what happens here. But folks, this is the game. Let's see if the offense finally starts to click. Let me know what you guys think about this. When do you think Matt Nagy will give up play calling, if ever? Do you think he will give up play calling? If you don't, let me know down below. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. As always, thanks for watching.